Hi, beautiful friends. It's Leah Marie here with your weekly Oracle Pick a Card. This week with cards from Nature's Whispers Oracle. And I felt called to pull these this week because this reading is coming out the first time the week of Earth Day, which is April 22nd. So I just wanted to kind of connect really strongly today with the energy of Mother Earth, her wisdom, the wisdom of her children, and see what messages they have for us in terms of how can we work more in harmony with the earth and all of its children to really come into a greater sense of unity within ourselves and within the planet that gives us life and sustains our ability to exist, right? So this week, I will invite you to, check in with your heart. There could be other specific things that you're looking to focus on this week outside of Earth Day. That's okay too. The messages are always going to come through in terms of whatever anybody needs the most. But I do want to just have it be, I think that's two. Yep. Have it be resonance for us to help us bring more unity within and more unity with the earth, and how can we better serve and work in harmony with her. So really strong energy of that this week. And if you did want to connect with our community here a little bit more, you can check in the description box below. I am going to be hosting a really beautiful Earth Day meditation on the 22nd online. So anybody from anywhere can come and tap in with us and work to unify our energy individually and with the earth itself. So there's our third one. So with that being said, I invite you guys to pop into that heart awareness, breath awareness before selecting your card today, and just see whatever resonates, whether that's 1, 2, or 3, or perhaps more of these. I would love to hear from you guys as well. If you like this, if you want to connect, if there's anything you feel called to share, all that's in the description box below as well. So please do check that out and feel free to like, share, and subscribe if this resonates as well. I do really, truly appreciate the beautiful support and feedback you guys have been giving me. It's been wonderful. So thank you so much for that as well. So I am going to go ahead and start with card 1 here and see what we have. So it's coming up as card number 50. And excuse me, some clearing. And it's interesting because the colors are all blue. I'll show you in a second, but I'm already feeling some throat chakra energy popping through. So this one is potential gateway, and I'm just taking it in. I love these Nature's Whispers cards because there's so many beautiful details in here. And with this right away, I can already see this beautiful energy rising up. And it is an energy that feels like it's coming from your speaking your truth. And so potential gateway to me, and if you notice, it's this little heart in the tree is where I'm being drawn to as the potential gateway. And it's all basically hinders on or is hindered by you not speaking your truth. And that's how I'm hearing it. So I'm going to rephrase that for you guys in terms of like, what does that really mean, Leah? So it's as though if you're not able to fully speak what you feel you need to say, there isn't going to be a gateway. You're not going to be able to move through. So if you are feeling that you have been kind of stuck in terms of actions to take or where to go or how to do things, what I'm feeling is this energy of it's coming down to using your voice. And when you do that, then you get the forward movement. It's like your voice activates the gateway is what I'm hearing. So it's not that the gateway isn't there. It's just that it is dependent upon you coming into what is it that you need to say? How do you need to say it? And to whom or in what way, right? Because sometimes it could just be us having a conversation with ourselves opens up this new gateway to understanding, awareness, realizations. So I also want to note, and I know it might be kind of hard to see on the camera, I'll bring it closer again, but there are unicorns playing down in this energy with other little beings, feminines and masculines. And I will bring that in as much as I can. So I'm getting this resonance of there being a lot of magic potential available to you in connecting with this potential gateway. So I do feel that in many ways it is more of an inner journey. So I'm getting this sense of you being able to connect with yourself, with your voice, and being able to do so in a really strong way that lets you enter into a new reality here on this physical plane. And so the symbolism, even with the tree, what I'm getting is this energy of you tapping into what is it I really feel inside? What is it I connect with? What is my voice meant to express in this life? And from that, this beautiful, strong foundation, this tree that might only be a baby right now, it has this potential to also grow into this amazing, like, redwood tree, which then produces a forest, all in that really expanded energy. So it's basically this potential gateway for you right now. If you choose to use your voice and speak your truth in whatever arena of life, like I said, it could just be you getting, more direct and straight with yourself, authentic, honest with yourself. And it could be that there might be other people involved or other people you need to communicate with. In this case, it could also be communicating differently with the earth. So, because we are tapping into that earth day energy, what is your relationship like with the earth? How do you speak to the earth? How do you speak to the plants, the trees, the animals? Now, that might be completely foreign for you if it isn't something that you've done before. Having been raised more in the traditions, though, of connecting with the earth and speaking with trees and animals, this is something that Indigenous people do a lot. It's like very much just innately in how we do things. And so this is also the earth encouraging you to open up dialogue with it, because there is a wealth of resources, not just, okay, so the earth produces the food that we eat and all of the trees that we get lumber from and the water that we drink and all of that, which we need to sustain ourselves. But it really is so much more than that. And I do feel this other energy of even going out in nature and just connecting with that and seeing how the animals engage. I've had a number of really beautiful experiences with birds, especially, where they have called me to speak up through showing me how. They have no qualms about, people getting into their territory or other birds coming in and getting too close or things happening, and they speak up because it isn't being hindered by this. Well, what will someone think? What will someone say? How will this unfold? They're just like, I need to speak, therefore I do. Now, as humans, yes, I feel it is important for us to, okay, we have that something we want to say. Is it coming from here, the heart space? Because we can, just blurt things out, and then that can have, a cascade effect of other things if we're not being very conscious and connected with what we're saying. And because this potential gateway is really pointing to this heart energy, it's feeling really important that you're grounded in your heart when you're speaking and when you're connecting. And so there is a certain amount of magic surrounding you as well. I'm getting this feeling from all of this beautiful energy down here at the bottom. If you can see that, there's some sparkles and this almost sort of stardust feeling is what I'm experiencing, where it is opening up this new potential in your life to manifest even more than you have. And that route to access it is both through speaking your truth, but also through connecting with your heart more consciously and consistently. And so this is really going to help you not only build your own strong foundation, but then also be able to, as the tree does, it's able to create other resources and provide shade and provide, homes for animals and things like that. So the more that you tap into your heart and your voice, the more you are going to be able to actually serve in a bigger, broader way, whether you want to do that just with your family or at work or even humanity. Perhaps you do fancy yourself someone who's more tapped into global or humanitarian work or environmentalism, those sorts of things. So I'm getting that sense with this too, that it's really how can you show up in a bigger way for yourself and for the planet. And, just perhaps posing that question to yourself and seeing if that's something that resonates with you. And if it does, what might that look like? So thank you so much for tapping into card 1, sending you a ton of love and magic for an amazing week. Take care. So we're going to move on to card 2, which is trust your own understanding. So a lot of really cool stuff going on in this card. We've got a feminine energy, a lot of wings and feathers and butterflies. So a really large energy of transformation, change, movement, flow. And I am really feeling that this trust your own understanding is multifold. So I feel with this one, it's really speaking to you being able to trust your own inner guidance and your understanding of things. So we all define things in our own unique ways. And as such, you're going to understand things different than the person next to you or than anyone else, really. So there can be commonalities. We can have overlappings in our understandings. And yet at the same time, because we've had a whole life of different experiences, we are each going to perceive things in slightly unique ways. So with this, it's coming into the space of trusting your own understanding, because there might be times when other people have not yet had experiences that will allow them to understand things in the way that you do. And it might not be necessary for them to. Yet at the same time, let's say you have this inner experience and you want to share it with someone else saying, hey, how do you feel about this? Do you believe this is true? What do you think about this? And while that can be really powerful in certain situations, there's going to come times when other people outside of you might not understand what it is you're feeling, and they might not understand why you want to choose to do things in life that you do, because you're getting a soul calling. You understand why it's going to work for you or why it's something that's important for you to try. And so if we take how we feel to the outside world and we pose those things and share those things with other people, the important part is to always trust your inner feeling above all else. And so I do tell people often, if there's something that you've gotten as an intuitive guidance, really sit with it a little bit and allow yourself to process it, feel into it before letting the ego tell you, oh yeah, no, that's not possible. Because I'm also getting this energy of, there might be some of you who get intuitive guidance and you're like, oh my gosh, this cool epiphany, this is fantastic. And then 5 seconds later, the ego pops in and it's like, yeah, but is that this, and comes in with the all naysaying and questioning and really this sort of energy of kind of dismantling what your intuition may have just given you, or tearing it down, as the case may be here, as nothing is an accident. So with that being said, it's like the ego can try to tear down our intuitive guidance, which is why it's so important to be able to trust our own understanding, trust our intuition, trust our inner guidance. So I'm also getting the sense with those of you who picked this card that trust might be something that you've either been working on or that you may benefit from working on more deeply, looking at how you define trust. What does trust look like? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to be trustworthy? Or, what are the things that you require in order to put your trust into someone or something? Because if you are getting intuitive guidance and you're not trusting it yourself, that's going to potentially hinder your forward movement. It's also going to, in many cases, have you be like, oh, I got this. And then you take it to someone outside of you. And then if that someone outside of you doesn't agree, then you're like, okay, yeah, it must not have been real. And the challenge with that is that it's opening you up potentially to releasing things that are really true for you, or that you do really feel called to take part in or do or take action on, whatever the case is. So it's so important to build trust within ourselves first, to have trust in our own intuition, our inner compass, and to trust that we do know what is best for us. Now, that can be a process for many people. You might not have that trust yet for yourself. And if that's the case, this card is calling you to take action towards learning what is it that you might need to do, to release, to learn in order to have greater trust within yourself. And then that trust then goes out to the world. So it's like, if we don't have ability to have trust in ourselves and the actions that we take and the intuitive guidance that we get, it's going to be challenging for us to trust things in the external world as well. And so this is really calling you to a place, and I do feel with all of this butterfly energy again, and even just the amount of energy, movement, and things that are happening in there, it has a lot to do with transforming your relationship with trust and your understanding of trust, and even your understanding of what's best for you, because that is up to you to determine. And I know most people, we're raised by our parents, and whatever our parents were like, they're really just teaching us what trust means to them or what it looks like to them. And so if they didn't learn, or they did learn it and it's in this certain way, but that way doesn't work for us, we then ultimately need to learn a new way to do things. And so this is talking as well about transforming your relationship with trusting yourself, or with trust as an all-encompassing energy. So tying this energy into sort of our Earth Day week and all that magic and medicine, I would encourage you to invest some time out in nature, communicating with nature about trust and really opening yourself up. And I know it might seem obscure, but from my own experience, I've been investing years, pretty much my whole life, in nature, and really allowing Mother Earth to communicate with me. And she has so many powerful analogies in everything that happens on this planet that is aligned with everything we're dealing with as humans, because we are a part of this ecosystem. So the more that you can learn to trust the organic flow and your part in this collective, the easier it is for you to trust your path, your purpose, and to really be able to connect in unity with all of creation. So this is really calling you to transform, like your connection will increase with Mother Earth when you work to transform and increase your level of trust within yourself or others, or perhaps both, whatever the case may be for you personally. So really powerful energy here, and I am sending you a lot of love and light for a fantastic week. So take care, guys. And we're going to move on to card 3, which is keep your dreams alive. So, oh man, the artwork on these is pretty amazing, and also tying into Earth Day, but we're getting some really cool cosmic stuff in here too. So we're getting, all the elements I'm seeing in here, and we're even getting some of the planets down here on the lower corner, and just this really beautiful, powerful energy of creation. So with it being keep your dreams alive, I'm feeling that Mother Earth right now wants to really support your dreams. So I encourage you to reflect back to childhood dreams, or connect to dreams that you have had through your life that maybe you have set aside, put on the back burner for whatever reasons. There's no judgment here. It simply happens to a lot of us. And this is actually a theme I've personally been working on with myself lately, is really reflecting back to, what did I dream was possible for me in life? What did I think I really wanted to do at that time when my heart was most pure and innocent and able to express itself, feeling that I was an infinite being? And so this is really allowing you to take the time to explore, like not with the outlook necessarily as an adult. So I'm pretty sure most of you are adults that are tapping in. So adults, we have this tendency, oftentimes we start dreaming And then our planner comes in, or our critic, and starts telling us, well, that's not going to work because of that. That's not going to work because of that. Starts telling us all the way that our dream isn't going to work. And while we do need to plan and to critique and to look at, is this real and tangible, there is a time and a place for that. And if we are letting those energies come in at the same time that our dreamer is trying to do its thing, it's going to potentially inhibit us from dreaming the fullness of our dream. And in some ways, I'm feeling like this statement, keep your dream alive, is because on some level, there might be some of you, and I totally realized I was doing this myself, is I was squashing certain dreams before I even let them become real, because I was giving myself all the reasons why they weren't possible. So what I'm feeling Spirit and Mother Earth want to come through is they want to support your dreams. They want you to invest time. And again, doing this in nature is going to allow you to connect most strongly with Mother Earth and her ability to support this process. So it's really about giving yourself time to just dream. Whether you want to journal that down, whether you want to record your voice talking about your dreams, whether you want to just tap in with a meditation or any other, way to do this that works for you. It's just about dreaming without critiquing, without planning, just dreaming as big as you possibly can and allowing yourself to connect with that energy, that energy of creation, which is Mother Earth. So she is the ultimate creator of life. And this is the point. She's wanting to help you realize your dreams. However, if you are not fostering them, or if you're not creating the space for the dreams to manifest, it won't be possible. So it's really about, how can you utilize the sun, the cosmos, the planets, the crystal energy? How can you tap into all of creation to really give energy and life to that which you have dreamed of doing? Whether you've dreamed of doing it since last week, or maybe you've dreamed of doing it since you were 5 years old, it doesn't matter. It's really just about getting real with yourself. And what are your dreams? What would you like, if you could literally just sit and say, if I could do anything without any of the whole, like, how's it going to pay for this? How's that? How's this? Just be aware, because that's likely to come up when you do this. So if you could just sit down and be like, if I could literally do anything, what would that be? And I want you guys to just consider that, setting aside all the other logistic stuff, because I promise you that while it might seem intense, or might seem like, well, that's impossible, you literally have the infinite resources of the universe at your disposal. And part of this is about keeping the dream alive. And then it's also about connecting with Mother Earth and all of these amazing resources in order to manifest that dream into reality. And there are ways to do that with even the most extraordinary dreams. And so this is really powerful and strong energy of creation, which in the Northern Hemisphere going into spring, you can really, or that we're in spring now, this is really this strong energy of being able to tap into that energy of creation and new life and manifesting dreams. And I truly believe we are infinite creators, and that all things are possible when we choose to believe and embody that energy. And I wish for that for you as well. So I encourage you to take that on if you feel that resonates with you. So sending you so much love and light for powerful manifestation and creation of your dreams. Have a great week.